Welcome to Stress Release Yoga. Let's take a nice deep breath. Let your shoulders sink down. Take another full breath. And one more. Notice how you are right now in this moment. Think about something that you're grateful for. And then take another full breath. As usual, we're just going to take it slow and easy. We're going to adapt to anything the body tells us is not quite right. We're just going to shift it up, find what does work for us, and stay away from what doesn't work. Come on into child's pose. Hopefully that one works for you today. So we're going to come down, sitting on the shins. We're going to bring our heads down to the mat. Let your back lengthen out. Gently lift up onto hands and knees. And spin your fingers so that they're pointing in towards you. Wrists are pointing away from you. If you can bend your elbows, bend gently. Take a breath. And then let's spin the fingers back around so they're pointing out. And then we're going to flip one hand onto the back of the hand, a little gentle pressure down towards the wrist. Turn that hand back onto the palm, and then flip the other hand over. Fingers pointing towards you, back of the hand down on the mat. Little gentle pressure towards the wrist. Then let that go. Bring the bottoms of your toes onto the mat. Push your hips back towards your heels. See if you can do a child's pose with those bottoms of the toes on the mat. And then come back onto hands and knees. Let your tops of your toes come down. Curl the toes, push them down, and tops of the toes down into the mat. And then just let your feet relax. Round into cat, head and tailbone down, belly and spine up. Inhale into dog. Come back into a cat. We're going to take it into thread the needle. Bring that right arm underneath the left. Palm faces up. Drop that left arm and shoulder down onto your mat. Your right arm. What should I say? Right arm. Right arm and shoulder down. And then come on back to center. Press into that left hand. Bring your right hand back. Round it into cat. Inhale, drop your spine down between your shoulder blades. And then head and chest come up for dog. And then we're back, rounding gently into a cat. Left arm underneath right. Bring upper arm and shoulder down. Keep breathing. Press into that right hand. Come on back to center. Round into cat again. Inhale into dog. Spine drops down. Head and chest come up. Curl your toes under. Push back into down dog. And then we're going to bring it into plank. Shoulders over wrists. Drop your knees down. Bend your elbows. Bring your chest down to the mat. Straighten your legs out. Pull your legs out behind you. Long spine here. Hands below your shoulders. Push into a cobra. Chest forward, shoulder blades back. Lower back down onto the mat. Try to bring your forehead onto the mat, your chin tucking towards your chest. Elbows pull down towards your heels. Breath. Then we're going to push back into the hands, come back into cobra pose, chest forward, shoulder blades back. Come back into child's pose. On to hands and knees. Back into down dog. Take a breath. Forward into plank. Knees down. Tops of the feet on the floor. Bend your elbows. Bring your chest down. 8-pointed posture. Legs straighten out. Press into the hands. Come on into cobra. Lower back down. Bring your right knee up to about hip height for half frog. So you want that knee bent, inner leg is facing the floor. Head can rest on your hands or arms. Breathe. Let yourself sink down into the floor. We're going to blend this today with flying fish. From here, take your left arm out at shoulder height. So your right knee's up, you're going to extend your left arm straight out to the left. So your hand is in line with your shoulder. Arm extending out as far as it'll go to that left side. You're going to take this right hand, push into the floor, roll towards the side, left side of the body. Find where you want your legs to go. Breathe. Extend. If you need this right hand to be on the floor to hold you into the pose, you can let it rest on the floor. Otherwise, try to reach a little bit forward and a little up, reaching diagonally. Come on back onto your abdomen. Take a breath. And then we're going to take it into frog with the left knee at about hip height. Knees bent. Settle in. flying fish. Now the right arm extends out again, roughly shoulder hands and roughly in line with the shoulder, extending straight out as far as you can to the right. Head turns towards the left. We're gonna roll. Use that left hand. Roll your body to the right. Find where you want your legs to be. And then again, if you need this left hand for stability, just press the fingers of the hand into the floor. If you can reach forward, reaching diagonally forward. And then slowly roll back onto your abdomen. Take a breath. Press back into child's pose. This time we're going to do dolphin and dolphin plank. Coming back up, now you're, instead of being on hands and knees, you're going to be really on your elbows, your lower arms and your knees. You want your elbows to be below your shoulders. You don't want your elbows wide. You want them to be shoulder width apart. Either hands flat on the mat or interlace your fingers together. Press the edges of the hands down into the floor. Dolphin pose. Curl your toes under, bring those knees up. Like down dog, but now you're on your lower arms instead of on your wrists. If you can walk your feet in closer, you're going to start to walk your feet in towards your hands. And let your heels drop down. And then we're going to walk the feet out a bit to come into dolphin plank. So walk your feet out. Bring your head further forward so your shoulders are above your elbows again. Squeeze your abdomen in. And then knees come down. And push it back into child's pose. Back onto hands and knees. We're going to do a low side plank here. We're on the hands and knees. Extend your right foot out. You can bring that foot onto the floor. If you need a little more stability, swing your left foot behind you. We're going to bring that right arm up, lengthen out from the hips. Breathe. And then we'll change sides. Let your right hand come down. Bring that right leg back. And then we'll extend the left leg out. So you're bringing the sole of the foot onto the floor again. You can, sometimes this works better for my hips too, to bring the foot behind me. So you can spin that right foot out behind you if you like. Left arm comes up. Lengthen it out from the hip. Left hand comes down, going back to hands and knees, curl your toes under, into downward facing dog. And then we're going to try to step the right foot forward. You can come back down onto your knees. We're going to bring that right foot forward. Coming into a lunge. Work on lengthening out that back leg. Nice and long leg. Imagine it's growing longer and longer and longer. Then curl your back toes under, bring that knee up, shift the hips back. Trying to straighten out that front leg. Fold the body over the front leg. And then bring the knee back down. We're going to come up. You rest your right arm on your right thigh. Bring your left arm up. We're going to take it into like it's an extended side angle, as though we were standing. And we're going to do it with the knee down. All right. Good. And then we're going to come back. So like we were in Warrior Two, arms out, shoulder height, looking out over your right fingertips. We're going to tip it backward into a reverse warrior. And then we're going to bring it back. Bring that right hand down onto the floor, going a little bit lower. If you can get into that low bind, hook your elbow underneath the thigh. Bring your left arm behind your back. Clasp hands behind that right leg. And then we're going to bring it back into the lunge. Lengthen out that back leg. Breathe. One more time into that leg stretch. Toes curl under. Knee comes up. Hip shift back. We're folding over the right leg. And then we're going to let that left knee come down. Bring your right foot back. Lengthen out that right leg. Take a breath. Then left foot comes forward. We're coming into the lunge. Shift the hips forward. Breathe. And then we're going to curl the back toes under. Bring that knee up. Shift your hips back. Fold over your left leg. Breath. And then that knee comes down. We're going to lift the body up. So again, we're taking it into like an extended side angle. You're going to rest your left arm on your left thigh. You bring that right arm up and over. And then we're going to come on into like a Warrior Two. Tip backward into reverse warrior. We're going to come forward and bring this left hand down. Right arm comes up. And then back to center. All right, I forgot the whole flow. We're going to take a breath here. I don't remember if we brought the leg up first or if we did another lunge here. We're going to take another breath here in the lunge. I think that's what we did. And then we're going to curl the back toes under. We're going to bring that knee up, shift back, fold over the leg. Breath. And then drop that back knee down. Bring your left foot back. Shake out the left leg. Stretch it out. And then back into child's pose. And then let's try to do dolphin plank again, because mine felt so awful. Clearly I need to work on it. And I'm sure the rest of you can relate. We're going to be on elbows and knees. Again, hands can be flat if you prefer it that way. We're going to interlace the fingers together. Let's do dolphin first. We're going to bring the knees up. Dolphin pose, people who are super flexible walk their feet in pretty close to their elbows. I prefer it to be a little bit more like a down dog where my feet are back, so that I can bring my head back between my elbows and get that shoulder stretch, back lengthening. And then we're going to walk the feet out. Bring your shoulders back above the elbows. Abdomen in. You want your hips slightly up. We're going to breathe. And then knees down. Back into child's pose. Thread the needle, come up onto hands and knees. Bring right arm underneath the left, right palm faces up. Shoulder and upper arm down on the mat. Breath. Back to center, push into left hand, bring your right hand back, slide your left arm underneath your right. Upper arm and shoulder down. Breathe. Back to center, either from high plank or from hands and knees. Abdomen in, bend your elbows, lower on down. Lengthen out your legs behind you, nice long spine. Push into your hands, chest forward, shoulder blades back. Lower back down. Come back into child's pose or just into a seated position. So I know that was a lot on the knees. Hopefully you're okay with that. We're just going to take a few breaths. Good. Let's do wide leg fold. We're going to sit. Take the feet out wide. If this is already intense, hands behind you. If you're falling backward, you're going to use your hands. And just keep your spine a little straighter. If you can fold forward, lean forward. Head, if you're getting it low, you can bring your head down onto your hands. And then we'll take it into the revolved pose. So release there. We're going to turn to the left foot. We're going to fold over the right leg. Can just be the hand on the leg with the left arm coming up. If you can go lower, you're going to lean down, maybe grab the toes, or that right arm can come in front of the body, right hand over to your left thigh. And then you can try to bring your left hand over to your right toe or the outside of that right foot. Not forcing anything. Breathe. And then we're going to come up. You can use that left hand to push into the floor. Come up nice and easy. Take a breath. And then we're going to turn to look at the right toes. We're going to fold sideways over the left leg. It might be the hand on the left leg, right arm coming up. If you're going to go lower, you might reach for your toes, or again, you can try to bring that left arm in front of the body, left hand coming over to your right leg, and then right hand coming over to your left foot. And then you can use your right hand to push into the floor and come on up. Breath. Into butterfly pose, soles of the feet together. And we're going to round forward, letting your head come towards your feet. Inhale on up. Good. Take a nice big breath. All right, we're going to roll onto our backs. I'm going to have another sip of water. All right, onto the back. Lower down. Take a breath on your back. Reclining pigeon. Bring your right ankle up on top of your left thigh. We're going to let the legs drop over to the side here. Let the outer left leg come down onto the floor. Right foot, sole of that right foot's down on the floor. You can vary your knee height. It can move away from your shoulder. It can come up closer to your shoulder. Some days my foot is pretty steady, and then I'll just do arms out at shoulder height. Some days I feel like I need to hold it a bit because it's just sliding. Head can turn in any direction that feels okay. And then we're releasing this side. This right foot can just slide past that left knee, like stretch out. Slowly come back to your back. We're going to bring right foot up towards the ceiling. Hold the back of the left leg. Give a little squeeze in. If you'd rather do it with the knee bent, that's fine. Breath. And then into reclining pigeon on the other side. Left foot on the floor, right foot on the floor, right foot on the floor, left ankle on top of your right thigh. And then we're going to let those legs drop over to the right side. So again, if you feel like your foot's sliding and it's just going to move out of the pose, rest your right hand on top of your left foot, but your left arm can still extend out to the side. Soften down into the floor. Gently release this side again. Just let this foot kind of slide past the other knee. And then we're going to come back to center. Either foot straight up into the air or just let that left knee be bent. Pull your leg in towards the body. And let both feet come down. Another big breath. We're going to take it into a twist. Knees are going to drop to the right. More intense twist. Cross your left knee over your right knee. Arms about shoulder height. Knees drop to the right. And then we're coming back through center. Either feet on the floor or pull the knees in towards the chest. Breath. And then we'll take it the other way. So feet on the floor. If you're crossing, bring right knee over your left knee. We're going to take those knees over to the left side, arms at about shoulder height. Try to soften the body. Deflating down into the floor. Slowly back to center. Again, knees can hug in here, or feet can be on the floor. If your feet are down, you can sway your knees gently from side to side if that feels good for your lower back. If you want to do happy baby, knees come in, arms reach between the knees for the feet. Breath. Alright, and Shavasana. If you want to be on your back like normal, you can be there. If you feel like you would rather be on your abdomen or on your side, you can roll to one of those positions. Find a good spot just to relax. Feel your breath. Alright, we're going to do a few minutes here. Relax your toes and your feet. Lower legs. Relax upper legs. Hips. Pelvis, abdomen, low back, rib cage, shoulder blades, chest, spine, tops of the shoulders, fingers, hands, lower arms, upper arms, both shoulders, neck, throat, jaw, the whole mouth, cheeks, nose, eyes, eyebrows, forehead, scalp, let mind and body relax with each exhale. And be aware of your breath. Breathe all the way into your belly. Notice how you are. And feel oxygen flowing into your body. Bringing in energy. And you You can start to move your fingers and your toes. You can move your feet and your hands around. You can turn your head from side to side. If it feels good, stretch your arms overhead. And if you're still on your back, bend your knees, roll to one side. Rest on that side for several breaths. And then start to press your way up to seated. If you're sitting with crossed legs, you can try to do half lotus. If it's not too uncomfortable sitting with legs crossed, you can try. It'll probably be easier with that top leg to bring that top foot up right into the crook of the hip there, onto the thigh. You can check out how that feels, if it changes what you're feeling in your hip. If you want to try just simply changing legs, this can be a good way to open up the hips. Just bring whatever is your bottom leg on top. Often you'll feel a difference in that hip. If you're going to come into half lotus, you're going to bring that foot up again onto the thigh, close to the hip. Notice how that is. If it's tolerable, take a breath. Hands at the heart. Nice deep inhale. Thank you for sharing in this practice with me today. Namaste.